So this is a quick walkthrough of the FizzBuzz kata, and we're going to go over the requirements and talk about how to do it using test-driven design. I'm also going to touch on the things that, in my opinion, a professional developer should already have down pat in terms of good habits and good behaviors. So, requirements of FizzBuzz. We're going to write a method that takes in positive numbers, and since this is just a simple exercise, we're going to ignore that any numbers less than 1 exist for now. If the number is a multiple of 3, we're going to return the word fizz. If the number is a multiple of 5, we return the word buzz. If the number is a multiple of 3 and 5, return FizzBuzz, otherwise return the number. And we're going to do this in a test-driven design fashion. So the rules of test-driven design, we're going to write a test, run it and let it fail. Then we're going to write just enough code to make the test pass and no more. We're going to refactor, so remove duplication, clean up, format, anything to make this legible production code, clean code that we're proud of. And then we're going to repeat steps 1 through 3 until there's no more work to do. So I'm going to dive right in, and I'll write my first test. So I've got a test here that my IDE made for me. I'm going to run the test by clicking the big green button in Eclipse. It fails. Okay, so the first thing I do, let's name the test. When number is 1, result is 1. And I'm a big fan of keyboard shortcuts. So assert, then equals. Use our IDE to do this. So we say we get back 1 when we call FizzBuzz get result 1, and the IDE gives us an error. We'll let the IDE resolve the error by generating code. I'm going to replace the object with string, remove the comments, and I'm going to use my keyboard shortcut to run on this IDE, Shift Command F11. My opinion, good developers value their time, and so they get used to using keyboard shortcuts. I'm going to use them a lot here. And always save resources before launching, so we can just hit run. Okay, so it fails because I haven't implemented anything yet. Go back over here. Still says I have an error. I think it's lying when I say, yep, there we go. Auto format my code. So format is up here. Shift Command format on my Mac. Okay, I'm going to go over here, and I will hard code in 1 because I've only got a requirement to return 1 so far. Hit keyboard shortcut to run it, and it passes. So I'm back over here, and I can use keyboard shortcuts like Control Page down to get between tabs. Okay. And next test is going to be the numbers 3. Result is fizz. And Control Shift F to format, Control Shift F11 to run it. It fails because I haven't implemented that yet. Control Page up to go over. And I will start implementing my logic. So I say if, and I don't like having this int I here, I'm going to say int number. If number equals 1, return 1, else if number equals 3, return fizz. Then my IDE tells me I have an error. I'm going to add a return statement, and it just looks ugly to me to return, to have essentially an else without calling it an else. Auto format my code with, again, Control or Command Shift F on this Mac. Then I'll run my test, and it passes. Now I have enough code to think about refactoring. Everything looks pretty clean here, so I'm just going to leave it. Auto format my code. Control Page down to go back over here. Let's try the next test. So it, paste it, and we'll say when number is multiple of 3, result is fizz. And lately I like just putting in 2 times 3 there instead of 6. I think that makes it pretty clear it's a multiple. I'll run my test and it fails. Control page up to go back over here. And we'll say number mod 3 equals 0. And auto format, run my test, it passes. Nothing to clean up yet. And now we'll move on to the next requirement. So say when number is five, result is buzz. Say 2 times 5. Actually, we'll just say 5. We say it is buzz here. Auto format, run my test, fails, go back over, and copy that, paste it, and say if number equals 5, it's buzz, auto format, run my tests, they pass. Back over here, let's say multiple of 5. And we'll make it a multiple, auto format, run my tests. And now we'll add that mod logic from here. Auto format, run my tests. Okay, that passes. Still no real duplication here. I'm starting to feel like my tests are getting duplicated. So I'm going to go ahead and just remove that test and remove that test. Because by definition, multiples of 5 include 5 and multiples of 3 include 3. Okay, so now looking good. Time to move on to the next requirement. And we say, okay, test when number is multiple of 3 and 5, result is buzz. Say 3 and 5. And auto format, run my test, it fails. Control page up over here. Okay, so I copy this. And I paste it here, and I say number mod 15, and it fails, and I can go and I can look at my test. It says expected fizz buzz, but was fizz. Why is that? Okay, so here's where I'm returning fizz, and when I pass in 3 times 5, it's 15. 15 mod 3 equals 0, so I've got an ordering problem here. I can either add some logic that says like this. Okay, I could add the same logic down here. Let's try that again. Copy, paste, auto format, run my tests, and let's see what was buzz. Number mod 5 equals 0. Number mod 3 does not equal 0. That should have worked. Oops. There we go. I have an error in my logic. Let's try this again. On my test, okay, that passed. But I don't really like how this reads. This seems kind of ugly. So now I'm going to refactor it. Take this out, and I put this up top here. Auto format, so if number equals 15, number mod 3, okay. Run my test, and I'm still good. That seems pretty clean, seems pretty legible. Okay, go back over here, And are we done? No, we still got this goofiness up here where we hard coded in 1. So let's write a test that makes us fix that. Say when number is 2, result is 2. And out of format, run our tests. Fails, go back over here. And say if number equals 1, okay, that's a goofy way to do it. Let's just put that down into our else block. Return, the way I'm enjoying doing this lately is just to make a null string and then concatenate the number to it, an empty string rather. So that works in all languages. I don't have to do something like look up that or look up, string dot value of. Just do that in pretty much any language and make a string. So auto format, run my tests, passes. Let's take a quick look at our code. So we got if, don't have any goofiness, no ugly formatting. It all looks nice and clean, no extra line breaks. Format, got good variable names, no duplication, mod 15 equals 0, mod 3 equals 0, mod 5 equals 0. So we got FizzBuzz, match the requirements, else this. Got tests that test everything. Probably remove that now because it's basically duplication. So we got 4 tests for essentially four different requirements. Good, clean, elegant code that anyone can read. There are other ways to solve. Oops, got an extra line break there. Looks pretty good to me. I'll run my test one more time, and there we go. That is FizzBuzz.